How do you set up a Shopify dropshipping or mini e-commerce business here in the UAE? These and many more I want to be covering in this long, ever anticipating series. Okay, guys, so I have decided to start up a short series of around 9 or 8, kind of series video to clarify, to show those people who have been asking me how to set up a dropshipping business here in Dubai or in UAE or in Abu Dhabi or in Ajman. It doesn't matter the Emirates where you are in the UAE. Setting up a dropshipping business is possible, and it is completely like it is something you can do. It is legitimate, right? However, the business model is really somehow cracky. So in this whole tutorial, in this whole video, in this whole series rather, I want to cover up all of those things that you need to know. Because see, dropshipping in UAE, trust me, is different from dropshipping in the USA or in Canada or in the UK. And before we finish this whole series, I believe from the learnings from all of the things you will see on this series, you will come to realize what I mean, or what I'm trying to say when I mean it's like literally different. Okay, so without further ado, let me walk you through what I have already prepared in store for you guys. All right, so first and foremost, this video will be a kind of introductory video, right? So I want to take out my time on this video to introduce you to every of the phases of the stages that you should anticipate when you're planning to start a dropshipping business, most especially in the Middle East. That's it. And the main reason why the business model here in the Middle East is a bit different is because most of the Middle Eastern countries consists of 70%, expats. You get it? Yes, most of the Middle Eastern countries, apart from Saudi Arabia, consist of around 70 to 80 to 90% of expatriates, and that's what actually changes the whole system of dropshipping, right? So without further ado, if you look at my screen, you're gonna have to see where I've written it, how to set up dropshipping mini e-commerce, dropshipping or mini e-commerce business in Dubai or UAE in general. And here are the key takeaways in this revelation. Now, the main point that we're gonna walk through in this video are all of this. So I have taken my time to put down all of these processes. And the reason why you should even look at my direction or believe what I'm saying is because I have been living in the UAE for over 6 years, and I do have several businesses. I have tested and I've tried several businesses. I didn't just start up a business in UAE as an investor. I started out in UAE as an employee rather, working for a company. I have been opportune to work for several companies, big companies. I started with digital agencies that managed big accounts for big companies, which name I'm not going to be mentioning, but these are big e-commerce companies here in Dubai. And from there, I joined several other agencies, and at some point I was working for a global digital agency whose headquarters was there in the USA, in the UK, and all of that. So, and then from there, I have worked with a very big, like a mega organization with branches in around 200 countries of the world. Before I then decided to kind of start my own business. I have started my own business, and my business has been on now for over 2 years in Dubai. I have also started several e-commerce businesses apart from my business, which is more like which has a physical shop, like a brick and mortar store, right, where you can walk in, and as well an online store where you can shop from. That's it for that. And then apart from this, I still have other dropshipping businesses that I'm doing. I also do Amazon dropshipping, Noon dropshipping, and there are many other streams of online businesses that I'm putting my hands into from time to time, and some of them are hands-on. So dropshipping is a hands-on business for me. It's something I do on a daily basis, as well as Amazon dropshipping and Noon dropshipping. And so you see, I have a lot of, these are the many more reasons why you should see me as like mastery in the business or in the game. Okay, so that being said, I have carefully taken my time to review all of these things that beginners tend to be struggling with when they want to start their own dropshipping business, especially those who have little knowledge about dropshipping, and those who has at least 40% knowledge about how the system works. So when you talk about the knowledge in dropshipping or in e-commerce, there are two types of knowledge you need. The knowledge of just knowing that this is the business and this business works like this, and the knowledge of having the physical and the practical integration. Yeah, that's it. The knowledge of the practical integration is the second part of knowledge you would need in e-commerce or in dropshipping entirely, because aside from the fact that you want to know how dropshipping works, right? You want to know that, okay, you got to buy from this person, you got to set up a website or a storefront, you got to promote it, having a product in it. Customers have to buy from that store. Then you have to go to the supplier, buy from the supplier, and have the supplier deliver it to your customer without no inventory from your own side, without no shipping effort and all of those logistics that comes with e-commerce from your own side. So apart from the fact that you want to have this knowledge, apart from the fact that you want to know how these things work, you will also need to know how to integrate them. Otherwise, that's where you have to be spending a lot of money to hire people who will do the physical or the practical implementation for you. So you see, so it has a theoretical part of it and has the practical part of it. If you know it theoretically and you cannot implement it practically, then you will need to spend lots of money to hire people, freelancers, to help you implement these plans or these ideas or your knowledge. So that's why I said you need two knowledge in order to be able to succeed in dropshipping. Now, that being said, that's another cheat sheet I'm giving you here. Now, that being said, let's now begin to go through all that we're going to be covering up in this 7 to 8 series of videos that we're going to be working ourselves through within a course of probably 2 weeks from now, with this video being the introductory part. Now, the first point says you have to assimilate these points before you proceed. You have to understand the business model. You have to understand that it requires patience and it's not a get-rich-quick scheme. You need to have some money. Yeah, you need some money for a start. So don't buy into the idea of those people coming online, probably on YouTube and Facebook and other social media platforms, to say to you that you don't need money, you need $0 in order to establish this business or dropshipping or some other sort of businesses. See, in this modern day world, in the current world, in the real life, forget about social media, in real life, you do need money. It doesn't matter how small, it doesn't matter if it is $10. You do need money. You do need skills. And you do need a degree of education in order for you to be able to start any real-time business that will be a potential success. Don't buy into the idea of you need to start with nothing. Even if it's a laptop, a computer set that you do not have, you need money to buy it. So don't buy into that idea. I don't know where you are living. I don't know where you are based, that you're going to be watching this video, but don't buy into any of those ideas. It's complete shit and bullshit. Okay, so the fourth point says dropshipping in the UAE comes with different business models as opposed to the USA, UK, and other e-packet countries. What is the best dropshipping business model for UAE? That we're going to also be covering. What are others doing? You need to do your own research. You cannot learn dropshipping or mini e-commerce business in one sitting or in one video tutorial. Don't be deceived by, and do not ask for full, okay, all in one video. Yes, it's the fastest way to fail and to lose money and time. Yes, when you are seeking for an all in one video that's going to cover everything for you, then you are already failing, because you can't learn everything in one sitting, and you can't learn everything in one video. And even if I take you by the hands and I'm teaching you, I can't still teach you everything in one day or 1 week. It's like a school. There is a minimum number of months or weeks in which you need to study before you can then say, okay, I want to go implement for myself, and then I'm going to learn as I get into the system, as I start fixing, as I start implementing, then I start getting better. Yes, it's just like driving, right? That you go to the driving school and you're being told that you're going to learn 20 classes or 30 classes, and after 30 classes and after some passes and some successes in some of the tests, only after then you can be allowed to get the car, to get the license. Then as you drive, then you get better by the day. So this is how this business is. You need to be taught to a certain level. You need to learn to a certain level before you are then allowed to kind of start your own, right? Hands-on. And then you then learn along the curve and then get better the more you are doing it. So very important. The series will be broken down into 3 to 5 courses. For me, I think 7 to 8 videos will be better for this whole tutorial, because one video may be as long as 20 minutes or 30 minutes, and I'm going to be going straight to the point, right? Now, the prerequisite, the skills you need or you will need along this expedition, very important. Product research and validation skills, product analysis, review and testing skills. You may need the basic graphic design or image editing tools skills, because at some point you may need to work on your pack shots, because e-commerce or dropshipping has to do with product, and those products needs to have pictures, right? And those pictures has to be top-notch pictures. So at some point you may see yourself in a situation where you may need to edit 1 or 2 picture or 1 or 2 videos in order for you to be able to use that for marketing or advertisement. Get it? Or to at least place on your website to show your customers. Now you may need a trade license. Okay, ability to pass good judgment on winning product. Yeah, that's when you eventually begin to do your product research. You need to be smart, dedicated, and hardworking. That's it. Commitment is very, very important if you will succeed in dropshipping, especially here in the UAE, because the system and the market is also very competitive to some extent. Now, the trade license is also very important, because you will definitely need an e-commerce trade license at some point. It doesn't matter if it's just a normal trade license, an LLC, or an e-commerce license. You will need it at some point, especially in order to be able to connect your online payment gateway. That's if you're going to be using any, which is also highly recommended, because you can't just set up your website, sell your product, and do cash on delivery. Dropshipping business model per se doesn't require an inventory. So why would you need to do cash on delivery? So you will need to integrate a payment gateway, and that's the point where you will need a trade license. The payment processing companies will not approve your account if you do not submit any of these license to them to show that you are licensed to sell from any country or from anywhere, or from Dubai, or from Ajman, or from Sharjah, or from Abu Dhabi, or any emirate in the UAE. Very important. Now, the business processes and the business processes and model. Yeah, choosing your business name, Shopify. Okay, your business platform. Is it gonna be Shopify? Is it gonna be WordPress? My recommendations will come during this video, during this series. The business model: one product store, niche store, or general store. One product business model, OPS, niche store, NS, or general store, GS. This will help determine 70% of the business, the time invested, and the resources, and more. So if you choose to go with a one product business model, one product store business model, that's good for you. If you decide to go for the niche store business model, also good for you. If you decide to go for the general store business model, that's also fantastic. And in this series, I'm gonna be covering all of this. I'm going to be sharing my direct experiences with you because I have done one product business model, I've done the niche store business model, and I have also tried the general store business model. And I can break down to you the cons and the pros, why you need to take your time to select. Then at the end of the day, I'm not going to be suggesting to you which one to do. However, I'm going to tell you the cons and the pros with every one of them because I have literally tested every one of them. You may need to know or learn how to conduct market research. Very important because you need to know the market situations why you're doing dropshipping, especially when it comes to product research. Like everything is just, focused around product research. So once you get a good product that you want to sell, that's it. And you need to know the market research. You need to know about the market situations and the conditions. For example, you need to know that, this time is December, and in December, the weather in the UAE and in some other countries of the world have changed. No more summer. It's now the winter time. You need to think of product to sell to people. You need to be putting yourself in the shoes of the people, right? You need to think like them. What will people be buying at this point in time in this season? What is likely to sell? This is what I mean by market research and probably general environmental changes like that. Now we head over to product research and the suppliers. You need to find the best dropshipping suppliers considering UAE and your region especially. So it doesn't really matter if you're in India or you're in Japan or you're in Nigeria or Kenya or Canada watching this video or seeing this video. It's still applicable, especially some of these points, right? So you need to be very, very attentive in this regard. Here are some of the top suppliers in the UAE. I'm gonna be providing you a list of some of the suppliers here in the UAE and some of those agents that I have also used and they're still using to get my business going. Your supplier is the same as the supplier of the product you found. Yeah, because if you eventually go to a supplier to get a product, that supplier still remains the person who will manage the shipping of that product to the customer when you eventually make a sale on your website. So are others selling this product? Have you seen other people selling in this line of business? Of course, you need to be sure that the product you're selling is something that people are selling. So dropshipping is not about reinventing the wheels. No, it's not about reinventing the wheel. You want to do what people are doing. You don't want to be the inventor. Okay, so that's it. Because that's actually what gives you the confidence that that product will make a sale. You don't want to spend monies on advertisement, paid advertisement, or spend all of your time and effort promoting a product organically, and then at the end of the day, no sale. So it doesn't just make sense, and no one is willing to spend such time. Otherwise, if you will be doing that, someday you just get frustrated, you get tired of the whole thing if you don't make a sale. The Dubai, UAE, Middle East countries business model. Okay, we're gonna be looking at all of this. I don't want to talk about this now. And then the real deal, which is the practical setup of your Shopify dropshipping store from A to Z. Yeah, so if you have chosen to do Shopify dropshipping over WordPress dropshipping, which I strongly advise that you go for Shopify dropshipping, right? So if you've chosen to go for Shopify dropshipping, here we're going to walk ourselves around how you're going to register with your Shopify store, navigate through the store, probably show you some key things you need to be doing when you set up your store, the template or the theme you need to use. For me, I use a paid template. I when I started out, I was always working with some of the free templates, the themes on Shopify, like the Dawn theme and some other ones there. I can't remember their names. However, after some time, I decided to go for a premium theme for customizations of my website. Okay, so that's that for that. By the way, this is Halo theme. Just in case you are looking at using a good or premium theme, Halo theme is one of the best themes out there. I don't know about you, but I'm not promoting their theme or template, but then you can just check it out. If you like it, then you can use it. Otherwise, there are several tons of other paid themes out there that are also very, very nice and work so perfectly well for Shopify. Okay, but then you need to select the themes accordingly to the type of store you're creating. So if you're setting up a one product store, then you may not want to use that Halo theme. Halo theme is so wonderful when you're setting up a general store or a niche store. Okay, so where are we? The key features that needs to be set up. Okay, we talked about the key pages that need to be set up, the FAQ pages about us, Then we talk about how to choose a domain name that resonates with your brand or your product, and your first product to sell as a mini e-commerce dropshipper. Okay, dropshipping entrepreneur. Okay, we're going to walk through all of this. What are the key on-page optimization applications required to set up and start running your store? Okay, so during this series, I'm going to give you a lot of recommendations on some of the best free applications that you need to use, and the few paid ones that you also will need to integrate with your Shopify store in order to get those features that are really going to be very eye-catching to the customers. So what are the key layout elements, such as the GIFs, the pack shot, and all of that? So we're going to be discussing all of this, how to import product to your Shopify store using one-click Shopify dropshipping application integrations. We're going to be walking through all of this, how to set up pricing and profit margin. Yes, so you need to know how to sell, right? When you are buying, you need to know how much you need to sell that people will purchase at that price. So see, not everyone knows the pricing formula, right? Sometimes you get to see people buy things for $10 and they want to sell it for $50, and they end up not getting a sale because, see, this product is $10 and probably other people are selling it, right? And if you go to Amazon and some other big stores like Walmart and other big marketplaces, chances are that you find similar products. So you want to learn, you want to know how to price these products accordingly and effectively, just so that you can always make a sale at all point in time. So very, very important. Then I think this is the last point, or the last this is the last point on the list. Marketing, promoting, advertising your Shopify mini e-commerce or your dropshipping store to audiences. So that's it. You need to be able to choose if you're gonna focus on organic marketing or you're gonna focus your attention on the paid advertising. This is your decision to make, and I'm gonna suggest to you also what I feel is the best, because I've also done organic as well as the paid. So which platforms to choose for a start? Is it gonna be Facebook, TikTok, Google, and all of that? So I'm just gonna give you a breakdown of the top and the most important platforms that are very affordable that you need to start with. Then as you grow, you can decide to expand your advertisements to different other platforms. Which platforms to expand to when all things are going smoothly? Yes, we're going to get all of the suggestions in the series, how to set up ads on each of these platforms. We're going to walk through all of that as well. Your ad creatives, how to optimize and edit video and image ad creatives for TikTok, for Facebook, IG, YouTube, etc. And I'm going to show you a few examples to copy from. And then last but not the least, on this last point, is how much budget do you really need to spend on these platforms on a daily basis in order to make sales while running the advert, and how long do you need to run the ads for? So for example, and how long you need to run the ads for. So for example, you start an ad advertising today. You set up an ad today for a particular product which you have found and believe it's gonna sell, and then after one day you are not making a sale. Now, some people get confused at this point in time. They do not know at that point in time if they need to stop the ad because probably they spent $20 and they didn't make any single sale. So many people get very confused at this juncture. How many days do they really need to run the ad if they don't get a sale that they need to stop? Must you run the ad for 2 days, for 3 days? If you don't get a sale, you need to stop. Or must you continue to spend up to 80 USD running at $20 per day? Or must you spend 20 USD per day for 5 days? Then if you don't get a sale, you need to stop. People need to know. You get it? So not everyone knows that. And then the system algorithm also works in a way that you would not know. Sometimes you set up the ad, you spend 20 USD per day and you get no sales. After 2 days, you get no sale. Then in the third day, you see yourself getting like 3 to 4 sales. So imagine such a situation. It's very cracky, right? It tends to be a bit confusing. Yeah. So we will walk ourselves through all of this. Then I will tell you hands-on from experience, okay, how it should be done. and which path or thread you need to follow, just so you can clear yourself of those doubts that will come along the line. Okay, so this, having said all of this, it's like we've talked a lot, right? We've talked about point number what is this? Let's go back up to point number 1, then to point number 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is point number 7. I think probably we should break the series down to 7 videos, so just so that we can focus our attention on each of the point in a very, very exclusive and a very detailed way. That way we will see ourselves on 7 videos for the whole series, talking about each point independently throughout the whole course. I think it's gonna make sense that way, and I think we can embrace this strategy, just so that we can end up with wonderful video sessions that everybody will understand. And feel free to ask questions. From tomorrow we're gonna start rolling out these videos, and do feel free to ask questions, okay, on at the end of every video of every series, every video in this series. Feel free to ask your questions, to leave your comment in the section below, and probably send me emails as well to ask me any question you want. And yes, I will be very, very generous enough to give you all of my ideas and to support you along this learning curve. Other than that, if you enjoyed this video, if you really love it, give us a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and follow my channel, and turn on the notification bell, just so that you can get, you can be the first to get notified anytime I put out a video, especially in this on this series. Very important. Other than that, that's the end of the video, and see you in the next one.